Hello. I feel like I am always wearing this sweater whenever I film one of these. I promise I have other clothes and I do laundry. I'm wearing the same sweater as I always do. But, I don't know. I am very, very, very lonely. And I'm just kind of not wanting to fall into a depression hole, so I am going to talk to you. I want to talk about online dating because it's freaking weird. And let me preface by saying I'm demisexual. So I guess for me what that means is I will look at someone and I can aesthetically understand that they are an attractive person, or I can like something about their style or their hair, clothing, but I don't have any sort of sexual attraction or physical attraction to that person. And yeah, I mean, I guess the only people that I really have ever liked have been guys that I have gotten close with as friends, and then I start to get feelings for them. And that's always a fucking problem because, of course, your girl gets in the friend zone. And then I like a guy that does not care at all about me in that way. Yeah, and that's always a painful thing for me. And every time I go through something like that with a friend, it really, really hurts. And I don't know, I don't know what a good solution for that is. But recently I've just kind of been thinking a lot about that and how I can prevent that. So I'm starting to kind of research demisexuality and kind of I don't know, just think of things to say to people, because I don't know. I feel demisexuality and asexuality are very judged things, so it's awkward being hey, by the way, I'm demisexual, and then having to explain it, and it's just, I don't know, especially having to tell that to people that I've known for my whole life or most of my life. I don't know. I just I'm afraid of people being no, you're not. You're too picky. Because the one thing that I get all the time is you need to lower your standards. And you just have to stop going after guys that are attracted to blah 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 or whatever. I not recently, within the past year have kind of fallen for a friend that was bisexual, and now anytime I tell a friend about what ended up happening with that, their kind of thing was oh, well, you should have never gone after him. Of course he likes guys. And it's he's demisexual, and that too, but he's bisexual. So it's not like that, and I hate, like, and I'm not even bisexual myself, but I hate, like, when people say stuff like that. And I would imagine if you are bisexual that would bother you too, of having people say, like, oh, well, you're gay. Like, no, you have an attraction to both. But, like, with that too, it's also painful because, you know, when you fall for a friend like that and he makes it clear to you that he is bisexual but just isn't attracted to you is very, very painful. Yeah, that took a long time to get over. Still not really over it, but you know, maybe I will be someday. But yeah, I was going to talk about dating because I don't really know, like, what to do, because I can't go on Tinder because, for one, like, I can't just look at a picture of someone and be like, oh, he's hot, swipe. Like, no, I don't give a fuck what you look like. I mean, again, like, with the aesthetic, I would, like, I do see people, and, like, if there's something just off-putting about the aesthetic that they have, like, for example, if a guy is super muscular, that's a turn off for me, even though I am demisexual and I don't, like, care. And if I were to meet a guy and talk with him and like his personality, and then I saw that he was, like, super muscular, like, I probably wouldn't care at that point. But when I see that, it associates toxic masculinity to me. So that's why I don't like any guy that, especially if I see a guy with his picture of him shirtless in front of a mirror, I'm like, you're a fuckboy. And you're not as cute as you think you are. Like, sure, you have muscles. How cute. Do you have a personality, though, that's not shitty? I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like, I can't do online dating like that. I can't just, and even, oh God, I hate it because I'm talking to people that I don't know in any form. I've never seen in person. I've never just gotten, like, the vibe check. Like, what's the vibe? Like, I'm very observational, I think, and I pick up on people's mannerisms and the way that they talk to people and how they react to people. Like, that's the things that really get me attracted to someone. Like, I like the last guy that I liked, what really hooked me, I think, well, just the thing, like, he would care about small things that my other friends wouldn't. And so, I mean, if it were a girl, like, it'd be like, oh, you're my best friend. But because I am demisexual and I am straight, like, I was starting to kind of grow this attraction for him because, like, I would remember I have TMI, I have IBS, and I'm lactose intolerant to certain forms of dairy, and what else? I have GERD. I'm just all fucked up, but because of that, I can't eat a lot of foods. Anything deep fried hurts my stomach. Pizza, I won't go near pizza anymore, because the last few times I've had pizza, I have felt so sick, and it's just not okay. I haven't had a milkshake in years because, God, those mess my stomach up. But anyways, so, like, the last time I was well, not the last time, but at a point when I was with him, my friends all wanted to go get pizza, and they all know, like, that I have these stomach issues, but nobody really, like, I don't know, thought to, like, ask me about it. So they were all like, yeah, let's just go get a pizza. And, like, he kind of, like, pulled me aside and was like, hey, but, like, is this, like, what else? You can't eat that, can you? And kind of just talking to me about, like, oh, would you be able to, like, find something here, or, like, what can, like, let's get something else. So that kind of friend, that small things that, like, you generally, like, I don't know, just, like, my other friends knew that, and they just don't seem to, like, care. I don't know, like, that sounds bad, but I mean, it's kind of true. Like, even my friends now, like, when I go out with them and stuff, they don't ever ask me about that kind of thing. Or, like, when we go to get dinner or anything and we're trying to pick places, like, nobody ever thinks to, like, ask what would be a good option for me with my stomach problems. And again, like, it is what it is. Like, it's just, it sucks because, you know, I have to be the one to be like, oh, like, yeah, you guys can get pizza, but I don't know if I can eat it. And I'm always, I don't know, a lot of situations like that, I just don't say anything, and then I just end up not eating and going home starving and eating, like, half a bag of chips and fucking, like, I don't know, cake or something. I don't know. But online dating scares the shit out of me because, I don't know, it just makes me so uncomfortable, especially like when a guy just instantly messages me. Like, I can read their bio or something and I might like them from that. But then they start talking to me and they just are, like, already flirting off the bat, and I'm just like, I don't like this, and I get so uncomfortable by it because I'm like, I don't even know you, and you're like, I just don't like that. I don't know, it makes me so uncomfortable. But I recently got an app called You're My Type, and I don't know. At first I was like, okay, I like this app because it goes by your personality type. So I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. So I was getting matched with people that are similar personality to me, which I am an INFJ. But I don't know. I just, like, I got matched with, I think I have 6 matches right now. One of them, I was talking to a little bit, but God, like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, his bio said that he liked movies, and I'm, you know, a big movie person. So I was like, oh yeah, like, we'll have something to talk about. But I think he just, like, had in his bio, like, I like deep conversations and poetry and, like, he just, like, a bunch of artsy stuff, and that's very much what I'm into. So I was like, okay, like, he sounds cool. Like, I guess I could have a conversation with him. But he just, like, we spent our whole conversation that we had, the like, stupidest, just smallest conversation happened over, like, a week. And it was just talking about movies, and then it just died. And that was that was the conversation. And just since all the shit with, like, these past friends guys that I now don't talk to anymore because, yeah, I am super guarded, and I have been so desperate in the past. Like when I have liked guys, like my friend guys, I go out of my way to do things for them, and I like am always there for them all the time, and it ends up crushing me. And I was always the one too to like start the conversation and keep the conversation going because I just didn't want it to end. And I refuse. I'm ever since last experience, I'm like, no, like I'm done doing shit for anyone until they do something for me or they express any form of like care. Like I just, like, I think back on things that I would do. Like, oh my God. I spent $50 on a jacket for this dude, and he never got me anything. So, yeah, he forgot my birthday, that's fine. And I planned out, like, a whole thing for his. Like, it was just, God, like, why did I do that? I just, like, if I could, like, go back in time, I would just, like, slap myself upside the head and be like, just pay attention. Because I am so perceptive and I'm so observatory of everyone except for the people I should be the most observant of. Like, oh, I don't know. But I am trying to learn from those experiences and make sure that I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I do want a relationship at some point, and I think that's why, like, even though I hate the idea of dating apps, I'm trying it out because I just haven't met anyone in person that I've clung to in the past, since the last one. He who shall not be named. And yeah, I don't know. I hate it so much. Because then there was this other dude, okay, it was so awkward. So this other dude had this long ass bio, and it was all about, like, his bio was just talking about how much he loves art and, like, the complexities of it and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes, I love the vibes. So I don't remember. I think I messaged him and was like, oh, I love how you feel about art or so. I don't know what the fuck I said, but I said something, and he just like messaged me this long ass paragraph about, and it was just I got kind of the vibe of, what would you call it? Like, the kind of person that's so prestigious and like above everyone else, like that kind of vibe I was getting from him. So I immediately was like, oh, and then he was just being so complex. I was just like, oh, this is just weird. I don't know you at all, and this is just, I don't know, this is a lot. You're like throwing your entire like mind at me right now. So I was not really here for that. And he ended up asking me, he was like, oh, I'd like to continue this conversation, but I actually prefer to send video or like voice messages instead of texting. Could we move this to Instagram, or could you give me your phone number? And I was like, that's like, I don't know. I was just like, voice messages? I'm not sending you voice messages. I don't know. Is that weird? It was weird to me. So I was like, okay, my Instagram is blah, blah, blah. And he sent me a voice message. And again, it was just like something. What did he say? He was like, yeah, I just love to talk about like my art. So if you have any questions, like ask away. I'm just like, okay, so this relationship that we're having virtually is you wanting me to ask you questions. Like, because you think you're on this pedestal and you want me to like, oh my god, gush over you. Like, that's not how this works. So I like, stupidly, I asked him about his like, oh, have you made, because he said he's an art, his like bio said that he was an artist, and so I assumed it was music. And then he was like, oh yeah, I actually just released a song. I think he said a song a week ago. It's on my page if you want to check it out. And so I listened to it, and it's not a song, it is a soundscape, which is also cool. Like, I've made a soundscape before. I thought it was cool, but it was not music. So because I felt so dumb, I asked him, what instrument do you play? And I think it was, like, I responded to something he said, and then I asked that. He just, like, responded to my previous words without, like, acknowledging that I asked him, like, what instrument do you play? He just, like, kind of, just shoveled that one under the rug without, like, telling me. So that was, like, weird. And then when I listened to it, it was just a soundscape. I won't say just a soundscape. Like, soundscapes are cool. But that he was just talking to me about, like, I'm an artist and blah blah blah. I'm just like, you're a sound designer. It's not a musician. I don't know. So I was just like, okay. But I sent him a message, and I was like, oh yeah, I listened to your soundscape. I thought that was really cool. I've made those before too. And I think I told him, like, oh, it was a lot of fun, like, mixing sounds together, like, different sounds together to create something, like, unique and weird. And he didn't answer me at all. And I was like, really? And I get that I sound like a bitch, but it's coming from a place of I am extremely insecure, and I have recently been trying to get myself to feel a little bit better about myself. And so I have been kind of saying, you know what? We don't need to stoop to lower levels. We don't need to keep giving so much and not receiving anything. And so, like, I'm just like, really? You're going to ghost me? Like, no, that's not how this works. Like, I ghost you, bitch, because I'm just so sick of it. Like, that's not how this works. I hate it so much. I hate giving people that power. I hate it so much. Like, because I've been, and it's so fucking sad, like, I have been ghosted a lot. And I hate it, like, because it makes me feel so crappy and like just so like beneath that person. And it takes a lot for me to really think about this. Like it's a hard to like dig myself out of this hole every fucking time that this happens, or even worse situations happen. And every fucking time I have to just dig myself out by thinking of their flaws while also thinking about my own, but not allowing myself to hate myself for my flaws. And that's like, again, that's fucking difficult. Like, just being like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of nerdy sometimes. That's a flaw, but it's not it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I don't like the sound of my voice. I think it's annoying, and I don't know why anybody would like to listen to it, but then again, it's the voice I was born with, and some people have worse voices, so guess I should just not hate myself for that either. I hated myself for a long time for my weight and the loose skin that I have from losing weight and still not being small enough for my ideology, but like also I'm healthy and physically I feel good. So I should stop hating myself for that all the time. I eat healthy. I've been really working to fuel my body, and like I don't buy processed foods, rarely ever. Like, occasionally I'll be like, okay, I'll have this, but like hardly ever. It's just so like I don't drink pop anymore at all. I used to eat like a lot of junk food and like even like milk chocolate. I just like when I want a treat, I'll have some dark chocolate, or just like I have, I get lots of fruits and stuff, and just all like I feel generally good about like physically I feel good. So it's just, I don't know, most of my problems are just mental. They're just shit I pin onto myself, and I've been trying to give myself more credit for that, but then it's just like this shit happens and it's hard. Like it's like I take a step forward and then I just like get pushed back 2 steps every fucking time. Like, I thought it was a huge deal, like, me getting a dating app, wow. And then I get one, and I hate it. Like, I immediately, as soon as I got on there, I was uncomfortable with it, because it's literally like Tinder. Like, I thought it would be based on personality type, and it is, but it's still the whole, like, swipe right or left. And I just hate that, like, because it just shows you the picture and then their small bio. And half of the guys don't put anything in their freaking bio. So I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I just want to meet someone that likes me. And that has not happened. So, I don't know. There's only been one guy that comes to my mind that ever liked me, and I felt so bad because I didn't like him back. But when I realized just this past like few months that I am demisexual, I thought back to it and I realized I didn't know him at all. A friend of mine that was friends with him had told me that he likes me, and and she was like, oh, but like, do you like him? And I was like, no, like, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, maybe if I would, like, thinking now, I'm like, if he would have ever talked to, like, generally met me in person and had a conversation and we got to know each other, that could have happened. And it makes me really sad to think that, like, how many, I don't know, like, just being demisexual fucking sucks, because I always feel like no one has or will ever like me. When in reality, it's likely for, the majority of allo people, allosexual being the norm, people who are sexually attracted to random people, strangers. And I mean, it's likely that there has been guys that have liked me, but they have not liked me in the way that I also attract. Or they maybe liked me from afar, but have never actually spoken or, like, gotten to know me closely. I don't know, that sucks. And I don't know, I'm very insecure, so anytime I have liked a guy, I don't tell them. And honestly, I don't know if that's gonna change, because I told one guy and I will never do it again, because that was the worst experience of my entire life. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard because I was so badly hurt by the last guy in my life that I don't want. I don't know. I don't want that ever again. But it's also like, but I want a relationship. Like, when I am upset, or I don't know, I just feel so lonely all the time, and it would be so nice just to have someone that cares about me. Like, and that sounds so sad, but it's true. Like, I don't know, someone to just ask me about how my day was, or to give me a hug when I'm sad. Like, to think, like, I honestly do not know the last time I have been hugged. Well, I can tell you. Last time I got hugged was by my grandmother, over Christmas, which is great, and I love her dearly, but that's, it's different. Yeah, I don't know. I just hate trying. Like, it's so exhausting. And I don't want to put myself out there, because I don't want to feel that uncontrol, and I don't want to feel like I am being desperate again, because that's a really, really gross feeling, to look back at yourself and be like, wow, like, I was really giving and giving and giving way too much. Like, it was, oh God, like, I remember, just being with the last dude, he was just like working on something, and I just kept going up to him and like kept bugging him. And it was like, at the time, I was just like so like, oh, I like him so much. And so I just kept going up to him and like talking to him about random stuff. Like, thinking now, I'm just like, girl, go sit down. Let him come to you if he wants to talk. Like, it's just, oh. I let my heart take the wheel, and my logical side of the brain was screaming the whole time, and now she has taken back over and won't let go again of the steering wheel. But that's hard, because it's like, am I going to miss out on things because I'm not letting my heart out, I guess. I don't know. Well, if you have any suggestions, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear, like, people's thoughts on that, because it's just, I don't know, like, what if people that are demisexual, like, what do you do to find people? I don't know. I also am just so fucked up, like, I don't know. Just, like, meeting someone and be like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm demisexual. Just thought you should know. Also, I have depression, just so you know. I also have really bad anxiety, so, like, if we ever have plans and I cancel because I'm literally, like, glued to the bathroom, like, just so you know. Oh, and also, like, I can't hardly eat anything, so if you ever want to, like, get food, like, I'm gonna have to, like, study their menu beforehand. Just so you know. Fuck. I hate it so much. I don't know. Clearly, also, I'm not over past traumas. Traumas? Are they traumas? I guess. I don't know. I feel like me saying those past experiences are traumas is kind of like downplaying real trauma, so I don't know that I would use that word. The point is, my past experiences that have hurt me beyond repair, to the point where I'm still hurt when I think of them, make it really hard for me to try anymore or want to try. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like, I need to feel like I am worthy or, like, important or cared about, because as much as I praise self-love and I enjoy my free time and my space, and as much as I can entertain myself with movies and books and video games and instruments and writing, all of that, there's still, like, a void that I feel, and it's always at the back of my mind, and it doesn't go away. And I don't know. I just want it to, like, I just want, I don't know, to have someone look at me in a way that you see in the damn movies. You know what I mean? I don't know. And not everybody wants that. Not everybody needs that. Some people are perfectly fine being alone, and fuck, like, I'm jealous of you. I don't know. I guess I'm not. I've been alone my entire life. And I don't know. It's just like, as I get older, it more and more, like, just kind of strengthens that self-hatred, because it's like, why are you still not desired? Why are you still alone? Why do you still have the same friends you always have? I don't know. I did have, for my last class that I had, film production class, we had a rap party, and I had a lot of fun, like, talking with the crew members outside of the film set, where everybody's just like running around crazy and trying to make sure things are getting done, and, you know, in a timely manner. And it was a lot of fun, just like talking to them loosely. And I felt so good, because it was the first time that I let myself, I don't know, I guess, out of my shell. Like, that sounds stupid, but honestly, like, I was just being myself. And generally, I'm super introverted and anxious, and just, I have a really hard time talking to people at all. God, even like the shortest conversations are like even just to say like a simple phrase, like if I say it in a way that I just don't like, I'm just like, the entire day I'm thinking about this one instant, and it's awful. Like, I fucking hate it. And I wasn't so anxious that day, and I was allowed to just talk with them and have fun, and that felt really good. But then it was over, and that was it. And I mean, it's the holidays, so like, we're on school break, but I don't know. It's like, I haven't heard from any of them, and I don't know that I will. Like, it's not like I made these new connections. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, we had fun. I don't know. I don't know how to get out of the shell. I don't know how to meet new people, because that's terrifying. Social anxiety central. Anyways, I'm gonna end this now, but I don't know. Stealing from Drew Monson. Leave me a comment, I'm very lonely. Okay, bye.